The life of Robert Schumann. Robert Schumann was a German composer and music critic of the Romantic era. He is known for his lyrical and expressive compositions, which have been admired by music lovers for over a century. Born on June 8, 1810, in Zwickau, Germany, Schumann showed an early aptitude for music and began his musical education at a young age. Schumann's love for music was nurtured by his mother, Johanna, who was a talented pianist. She recognized her son's musical talents and encouraged him to pursue a career in music. At the age of 6, Schumann began taking piano lessons from a local organist. Under the organist's guidance, Schumann quickly developed his skills and started composing his own music. As a teenager, Schumann was also fascinated by literature and often wrote poetry. He was highly influenced by the works of German poets, such as Friedrich Schiller and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. In 1828, Schumann enrolled at the University of Leipzig to study law, but his passion for music was too strong to ignore. He spent most of his time composing and attending concerts, neglecting his studies. Eventually, his father allowed him to leave university and focus on music full-time. Schumann's musical career took off when he moved to Heidelberg in 1830. There, he became friends with the famous composer and pianist, Felix Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn recognized Schumann's talent and encouraged him to pursue a career as a pianist. Schumann took his advice and began performing in public, receiving critical acclaim for his performances. In 1832, Schumann moved to Vienna to study with the renowned piano teacher Friedrich Wieck. Wieck's daughter, Clara, was a gifted pianist and Schumann fell in love with her. However, Clara's father disapproved of their relationship and did everything in his power to keep them apart. Despite the obstacles, Schumann and Clara got married in 1840. Schumann's marriage to Clara was a turning point in his life and career. Clara was a talented musician and a great source of inspiration for Schumann. She was also a supportive wife, who took on the responsibility of managing Schumann's career. With her help, Schumann's compositions gained widespread recognition, and he became a leading figure in the Romantic movement. Schumann's compositions are known for their emotional depth and lyrical melodies. He was a master of the piano, and his works for this instrument are considered some of the most significant pieces in the repertoire. In addition to piano music, Schumann also wrote over 150 songs and several orchestral works. His vocal compositions are characterized by their expressive melodies and poetic lyrics. He was greatly influenced by the works of German poets, such as Heinrich Heine and Joseph von Eichendorff, and often set their poems to music. Despite his success as a composer, Schumann also had a passion for music criticism. In 1834, he founded the music journal, New Journal for Music, where he served as the editor and wrote numerous articles and reviews. Schumann used his platform to promote the works of his contemporaries, including Chopin, Liszt, and Brahms, and to champion the ideals of the Romantic movement. In the late 1830s, Schumann's mental health began to deteriorate. He suffered from bouts of depression and anxiety, which affected his ability to compose and perform. His condition worsened after the death of his sister-in-law, and he started experiencing auditory hallucinations. In 1854, Schumann attempted suicide by jumping into the Rhine River, but he was rescued and admitted to a mental asylum near Bonn. Schumann spent the last 2 years of his life in the asylum, where he continued to compose despite his deteriorating mental state. During this time, he wrote some of his most famous works, including the Symphony No. 3 in E-flat major and his cello concerto. Sadly, Schumann's mental illness eventually took over, and he passed away on July 29, 1856, at the age of 46. Although Schumann's life was cut short, his legacy continues to live on through his music. His compositions have been performed and recorded by countless musicians, and his influence can still be heard in the works of contemporary composers. Schumann's contributions to the Romantic movement and the development of piano music have solidified his place in music history. In conclusion, Robert Schumann was a gifted composer and pianist whose life was marked by tragedy and triumph. He overcame many obstacles to pursue his passion for music and left behind a body of work that continues to inspire audiences worldwide. Schumann's legacy as one of the greatest Romantic composers of all time will undoubtedly endure for generations to come.